I'm Naomi Campbell, and here we have today Youth Pastor Kai Robinson. Hello, thank you for coming.
No problem.
So, please tell us, what does a youth pastor entail?
It's more guidance. It's being able to relate to the youth. Also kind of being an example for the youth. So as well as spiritually, you've got to also be able to relate to them with the situation that they're currently going through, and just being encouragement to them as well. Something that they can kind of grasp onto. That's how I feel. And you've got all that.
So for you, what inspired you mostly to kind of get into that position?
I think he's kind of just really offering guidance. I think that as a young person I did have guidance, but I can see it now that it is dying out. A lot of, the generation before me has kind of gone to do their own thing, and I feel that there's not a lot of young people that you'll find in church that are willing to be an example. I'm not saying that there isn't, but it's kind of to step forward and just say, do you know what, I want to help out at church and just help out with people growing spiritually as well as physically.
So rolling on from that, what changes have you seen from the youth pastors from generations before you who obviously maybe taught you compared to the ones that you see today? What's the difference that you see at the moment?
I think it is, as well as kind of foundation that they have also set, is the youth that we're currently dealing with. We're dealing with youth now that are, more growing up. So their ages don't necessarily represent how they act. So you could get a 9-year-old that has a mentality of kind of like an 18-year-old almost. And you find that you have to kind of adapt to that. And growing up myself within that kind of environment, I feel that it's kind of helped to kind of just to be able to relate to, I think what I'm looking for, just be able to relate to their situations as well, because the situations have changed from that time to now.
So you've been a youth pastor, I guess, for quite a long period of time. What changes or challenges have you faced so far?
I think it is getting people together, and it's kind of your vision, allowing other people to see that vision also, and also have a part in that vision. It's not just what I feel, but I feel that a lot of people have had the same thoughts on their mind and in their hearts, and it's kind of just getting that across, which is what I found. It's somewhat difficult, but it's really something that I prayed about and really want to encourage people to definitely hear the vision.
As a pastor, a youth pastor should I say, how do you go about approaching people who aren't in the church?
I think that's something that I would kind of almost specialise in. I've had the experience in terms of going to uni and going to college, so mixing with people that don't necessarily have Christian backgrounds, and that's opened my eyes really to what is out there in the world. I've been a Christian where I've always been in the four walls, and when it came to university I moved away and lived on campus, and it's kind of just I kind of understand where they come from, so it's not necessarily saying okay because they do that condemn them, but it's kind of I understand, I've been in that environment, and these are just genuine temptations or genuine things that would happen. So it's more of a thing where it's relating and understanding, being there to listen to them, and provide advice, and not necessarily tell them what to do, but just give them advice from your own life. It talks about your testimony is important when it comes to the Word of God, and that's something that is important to share as well, and to be real, and not necessarily be fake about what you're about. So I just definitely promote realness.
So could you break down to us your team? So you've got yourself at the top as youth pastor. Who do you have as your branches?
So I have 4 other leaders. So it'll be Durrell, Risden, Simon Maxwell, Julian Powell, and Alicia Easy. And there we branch off then to the youth that they look after. So they are in charge of about 4 or 5 youth. And we're in charge of encouraging, sending texts, and really just getting to know the youth. We really put relationship as one of our main headers. So just general questions on their days and what they're doing, are they going through exams and stuff. So it's not necessarily we're calling on them when there's events and stuff, but it's more of they see us as friends and people that they can confide in, which is important. So when it does come to stuff like, would you be able to help in the service? Like, yeah, that's cool. As opposed to, oh no, can't you get someone else? So it's really relationship, that's our main focus. And then we've got stuff like the media team, we've got the worship team.
You as a youth pastor, do you kind of allow young people to kind of have their own voice as well? whether that be during service, during your service or anything like that? What is it that you kind of outline for them to build a platform for them to rise? What is it that you create?
No, it's kind of like you said, kind of building a stage for them and a place that they can speak as well. It's important that also engages people, that they have a role to play within church, and that's something that is important to me. That despite me having a team, I'm making sure that they're all involved and that they're all doing something that they want to do, not necessarily something they don't want to do. So it's also taking notice in what drives them.
In terms of the responsibility, what are your responsibilities?
Responsibilities, it goes. It's actually quite deep, and I'm glad that I've got a team around me to help with those responsibilities. My responsibility is to really have that connection with God, the relationship with God, which is above all else. I really do look for direction. It's not necessarily, I don't want to be directing myself and speak on my what I think, and it's really from the word, and encouragement is what is my main thing for my team, to encourage and inspire. I was speaking to my supervisor at work, and she just said, what is a leader? And I came up with loads of different things on what I thought a leader was, and all she said was, it's just someone who can inspire someone, and that's what I aspire to inspire my team around me, and want them to do better with themselves, and also for myself to do better. And a great man did say to me once that you can't give what you don't have, and it's important that I give myself get as much knowledge as I can, and that I can pass down to the people that are helping within my team and other youth that are around me. So.
And is there any kind of positive outcomes that you're looking to aspire to complete, or any kind of tasks that you have ahead for yourself?
Yeah, I think it's not so much a task, but it's more of a, we just want to build a relationship and foundation with the youth. Relationship, I feel, is important. I think that's something that may have been missed out before, where it was more common youth do this, do that, whereas opposed to, let me know about you, let me know what you're about, what you enjoy doing outside of church, and not just necessarily seeing them at church, but taking the time out to see them outside, which is important as well. So that's something that, even if I don't see it completed, I want to lay that foundation so that people to come can also build upon that foundation, and it'll be more of a warm and homely church feeling for the youth, to know that that's also a home and you can relate to individuals there.
So moving on from there, what kind of future projects have you got in mind for young people who are actually viewing us right now to get involved in?
Well, we've got May the 18th, which we've got a social coming up, a bowling social, so the youth can come together, and it's not necessarily within a church setting, but it's just out and about, having fun and getting to know each other. The relationship that I spoke about in your last questions is important, and that's what we want to build, a foundation for the youth to come out. So yeah, bowling event, anybody's welcome to just come along and just have great fun. We've also got other events that we want to start bringing up, so we usually have like movie nights. We've got something called 20 Plus coming up for a discussion forum, where we can bring subjects that are not necessarily discussed within the church. Nice. That we can talk about. So there's so much more to come, and it's just really keeping in tune to what we're doing, and just the ideas that are flowing through the leadership here at LCF.
Thank you. So once again, guys, we have Mr. Kai Robinson, youth pastor.